Hey, okay, so a couple of people asked about my vlogging setup, and it's been through about 1 billion iterations, so I want to show you what I got going on now. I'm sure it'll change again. I'm at my wife's Pilates studio because we had some live streams going on, and I've got this live stream set up, so I'm going to try to do it this way and see what happens. So first of all, I'm using a GoPro 9 black, and mostly the reason is because of this mod, or the MediaMod, which is this case around here, which has some extra inputs. Most importantly, this stereo mini audio jack, which the older versions don't have this, even with the MediaMod. You have to use this weird adapter, and it just adds another thing that I didn't want to deal with. Other than that, there's not too many features the 9 has that are better than the old ones. Some of the stabilization and stuff like that I think is a little better and a little different. I'll go through my settings really quickly because I think it's really boring, but 2.7, smaller file size, and at 60 frames per second. Honestly, I'm kind of a 24 frames per second kind of guy, but I'm getting used to the 60, and it looks pretty good. It keeps things really sharp on the sides of the road, and I like it. Lens super view, so you get the widest angle. Hyper smooth on. I don't go any higher than that because to me it seems to get a little weird. None of this stuff really matters. ProTune, high bitrate, auto shutter. Right now I'm at -0.5 EV comp. That just brings it down a little bit, the exposure, because you have much more latitude if the image is darker than you do if it's lighter. If it's blown out, you're kind of screwed. White balance auto, ISO 100 to 400. Going above 400, it starts to get noisy. Sharpness, I've got to medium, color GoPro, and right now it's on front. As far as the MediaMod goes, usually I have the lavalier mic plugged in here when I'm riding, and that will switch to, it'll switch to MediaMod. So that's great because if I take the camera off to put it on a tripod, it'll automatically go to front, and so I can get the bike noise going by or whatever. So that's basically it. I'll try to put all these in the description as well. And so that's my riding settings. As far as like vlogging or like talking into the camera, I use this, and these settings are 4K, 30 frames per second, wide lens instead of super view, hyper smooth is still on high, and then all the other settings are probably about the same. And the MediaMod set to front. So I just have to remember if I'm carrying the camera around and showing you something, I have to set that to back so the audio is not terrible. If I take this off with the mic and use that, I still have to change it to back because this lavalier mic only works when it's up close. So that's basically it for the settings on the GoPro. This mic is actually pretty good. I leave the windscreen on at all times. It's still a little damp from the rain downpour I had the other day. So that's that. To me, the most important, even at least as important and maybe more important than the video, is the audio. It's taken me a while to get to this setup, and it's finally perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So this is a lavalier mic made by, oh, what are they called? Audio or something. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it on the screen. But they're a great company. I get all my video audio stuff from them. This one's a little bigger than the ones I usually get so it was cheaper. This is not cheap though. This was $70, which most people are not going to want to spend on a lavalier mic. I liked it because I love their gear, and also I got them to custom make a really short cable, so I don't have to deal with crumpling that all up and taping it in there. It's just the perfect size, which is great. I've just got it gaffer taped to this clamp. I'll put the info on the clamp in the description as well. And then this is it's like a little elongated. You could do the camera straight to here, but this helps to tilt it correctly. So this just goes on here. And this is a longer screw than GoPro usually gives you. So I can just screw that in, and you'll see this sticks out a little bit. Most of them don't, and so they're difficult to screw in tightly. And so from there, I just know that it's one finger from my helmet is like sort of the perfect tilt. And so when I put it on the helmet, I just measure that and I'm all set. Plug this in, and that's good to go. So with this in the helmet, this is like right near my mouth, and it's great. It gets a little bit of bike noise, and it gets really good audio. The only thing I've noticed is the plosives, like my P's, they pop a little bit with this mic. It's a little too sensitive. Maybe I could get a better windscreen. I'm not sure. But this setup is so easy. And a lot of motorcycle vloggers, you'll see they have multiple cameras. They might have a 360 camera. They've got a lot going on. For me, I like to be as simple as possible because I love making the videos, but if they start to become a hassle, I don't love it. So I want to make it as easy as possible. And the thing is, I can only show you one clip at a time in the video, so I don't see a reason to have multiple cameras. Yeah, it'd be nice to have different choices of the same scene from different angles, but it just means you have to have more intention about when you put a mount on, you know, so that you have shots to cover whatever you want to cover. So maybe it takes me more time because I have to set the mount, which I'm not so good at making myself do. But I'd rather do that than have 3 cameras going all the time and have to deal with all that footage. It's more space. It's way time consuming to go through it all. And I'd rather just say, here's a different camera angle that I know I'm going to use. So, you know, do that for a few minutes and stop. And then I only have that footage to deal with. So I just like simplicity. I don't want to have a bunch of footage to have to go through. And so one camera is good for me, one camera and the drone. So that's basically this setup. It's pretty simple. This is it. And it's worked really well for me. As far as the mount, you'll see some other videos that tell you need to take this off of your helmet for it to grip right. I think that's bullshit. It's fine. It goes on there fine. And, you know, I like still having that vent available to close if I want to. One thing I noticed on the rough stuff is that the camera would slip for sure. It never came completely off. Sorry, this angle is crazy. But it would definitely slip down. So I just added, this is just a command strip Velcro thing. I think I'm out of focus again. Sorry. It's just a command strip I had lying around. I put that in there and that really helps. It just gives it something to grip on, and it's a lot more sturdy, and it's worked really well. So I would recommend adding just something to add some grip in there. Piece of rubber, like you know, window casing stuff or whatever will work. I guess that's about it on that. Some other stuff I have is, this is a magic mount, and I'll put a link to this in the description. These are awesome. Basically, I can mount this anywhere. I can mount it to the racks, I can mount it to the bike, I can mount it to the crash bars. It's very, very sturdy. And then this, you get it in whatever position you want, you tighten this up, and it's solid. If you over tighten this, you will break it. I've done that a couple times, but it's pretty solid. Now, if it's arranged a certain way, like if this is arranged where it wants to unscrew, you know, it will. So you have to do it certain ways to keep it solid. But this is great. It goes anywhere, and it's a great mount. I've got the quick release on the GoPro, so I just slide it out of the clamp mount, slide it right in here. It's very quick, and that's all good to go. This, I used to have a tripod, and I got rid of that. It was a little bit heavy, hard to set up, hard to deal with, and so I got this. It's an Insta360 selfie stick, and on top of that, I've got a ball mount. It's just a cheap ball mount, and another quick release plate for the GoPro. And so I can just leave this, and it's always ready. Again, I can just slip the GoPro off the chin mount, throw it right on here. Very easy, very quick. And instead of the tripod, which has 3 legs you have to deal with, this, if I can get it loosened, which I can't right now. Okay, there we go. So, I love how I said it was so much easier. There we go. You can see it gets pretty long. I don't know, what is that, 2-3 feet? And it actually is easy. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it. It's a little wet, I think, from yesterday. But really easy to deal with, and then it stays secure like that. I added these little feet that I had for something else, and so I can just plop it on the ground. Doesn't matter if it's level, because I can level the camera here. And really quick, you know, just get it the height you want, plop it on the ground, get the camera going, make a run, and good to go. I can just swing back, grab it off the ground. You don't even have to get off the bike, and fold it up. And I mount this. My side bag has a little strap that goes on the top. I just put that right there, and it's good to go. And that's pretty much it for that. Okay, so I've got a Mavic 2 that I use for work, and I've tried to use that for motorcycle stuff, and it's too much. I can't deal with it. Oh, one thing, you really need some ND filters for your GoPro. That's important. I keep this 8 on here at all times. If it's really bright, I'll use a 16. And if it's not, if it's overcast, I'll take them all off and use the clear filter. This just helps the camera have a lower ISO, which means less noise, and it really helps the quality of the image. So I definitely recommend you get a set of these. These are just newer, pretty cheap, I think, but definitely recommend those. And speaking of that, I also have a set of those for the drone. So these just clip right on here. And again, it just helps the camera have a lower ISO, which means better quality image. So this is a Mavic Mini 2, right? Mavic Mini 2. It is so light, 249 grams, which I guess they made it that weight because it makes it legal to use without a license. I actually have a pilot's license, so it's fine, but yeah, it's so small. This, you can toss this right into the bag, your tank bag. It's so tiny. The remote is definitely bigger. This is sort of the same size remote as the Mavic, the other Mavic I have for work. I just taped it up because it was getting damaged in the hard case that I have. I don't even use the joysticks ever. They're just a pain in the ass. It makes it hard to pack. I just leave them off and I control it just like that. It's really easy to set up. You throw your phone in there. There's a cable that lives in there that you connect to your phone, and very easy to control. I never get off the bike for this. You just hold it, launch it, and then when you land it, it'll just land right in your palm. Very, very easy to operate, and I actually use this where the big drone, I could never deal with it. It took forever to set up and get going. The thing that sucks about this is it doesn't have active track. So, you know, a lot of the motorcycle videos, you'll see the drone following the bike, which is super cool, beautiful footage. You'll never see that from me because this doesn't have active track. There are some things to do with the auto modes it does have, so I need to experiment with that because I think there are some ways to trick it into some auto track-like movement. But I like it just to get the surrounding scenery and just a wide shot of the bike driving, and that's pretty much all I use it for. I'm gonna also try to start using it as a tripod, just throw it down the road a little bit, drive by, just as easy and just as quick as setting up the tripod. So I need to do that more. The only other mount I have, sorry, I'm going sort of out of order, is this. So this is just a small mount, kind of like the other one. You can hook this to anywhere, it's very strong, and it's got another sort of swiveling ball mount on it. But this, if I take this off, it'll connect straight to the selfie stick. And so in theory, I haven't tried this yet. I might go out today and try a couple of these shots. So in theory, you can take this, attach it to your bike somewhere, extend this out, maybe to the side, maybe up to the back, I don't know, and get a nice shot that way. I have a feeling if it's this long, it may be a little shaky, but the stability in the camera is so damn good that it might not matter. What else? I guess that's it. So like I said, I just wanted this to be as simple as possible because, you know, the more complicated this stuff all gets, the more you have to charge. And honestly, the biggest thing is the more it interrupts your ride, which I'm not into. I mean, I want to enjoy the ride first, and if I can get some good videos out of it as a secondary thing, awesome. But I just don't want it to get in the way of enjoying the ride. So that's my setup. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Please subscribe and like this video if you like this video. And I'll be leaving for the TAT really soon. So subscribe so you can follow that journey. It should be interesting on the CT125. I'm really looking forward to it, and hope you'll join me. All right, catch you later.